By the end of this episode, you're going to have a clear understanding how to implement project-based learning, or PBL, in your classroom. Welcome to the Teacher RockStar podcast, the podcast that's dedicated to providing valuable insights, practical tips, and proven strategies to equip new teachers for success. I'm your host, Steve Hiles, educator, published author, and instructional coach. Join me in each episode as we offer a supportive platform for navigating the challenges of the teaching profession. Now, I have to ask you, do you want to know how to make project-based learning come alive? Well, stay tuned, because by the end of this episode, you're going to have a clear understanding how to implement project-based learning, or PBL, in your classroom. Okay? All right, so let's get started here. I'm going to be discussing 4 steps in which to implement project-based learning. Okay? So make sure, you might want to take some notes to this, okay? But first, before I even begin, bringing project-based learning, or PBL, into your class can be a real game changer. I'm here to tell you. Okay? It can promote in-depth learning, critical thinking, and practical problem-solving skills among your students. To kick off successfully, it's vital to set a solid groundwork, obviously, clearly explain the purpose and expectations, and offer continuous support. That's key here, okay? You might want to, again, write these steps down, as it will help you effectively introduce PBL activities. Okay, so here we go. The first thing I want to share with you is you need to lay down the groundwork. Start by introducing the concept of project-based learning to your kids. Explain how PBL differs from traditional teaching methods by highlighting its emphasis on student-led exploration, teamwork, and real-world relevance. Share instances of successful PBL projects, and their positive impact on student learning. It's important to convey that PBL goes beyond just finishing a project, okay? It involves deep engagement with the subject matter, skill development, and creating meaningful results. The second thing I want to share with you, make sure you get this down, and that's project planning and design. Thoughtful planning and design play a crucial role in success of PBL tasks. Begin by defining clear educational goals that align with your curriculum requirements. Select an intriguing central question or challenge that resonates with your kids while being thought-provoking and stimulating. Get your students involved in the planning process to boost their engagement and sense of ownership over the project. Lay out the timeline, important milestones that they have to reach, and criteria for assessment. Make sure that there are enough resources like materials, technology, and community partnerships to support the project. The next thing I want to talk about is guide and facilitate the learning process. Once students start working on their projects, your role changes to that of a facilitator and mentor. Create a nurturing environment where students feel empowered to take risks and, explore their ideas. Foster collaboration by forming diverse teams and encouraging peer feedback. Conduct regular check-ins, very important here, to track progress. Tackle challenges and offer guidance, okay? So use questioning techniques to stimulate critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Be ready to adjust your approach and provide tailored support based on individual student needs and group dynamics. Okay, now, the final step, finally encourage reflection and showcase the outcomes, okay? Reflection plays a vital role in project-based learning, folks, okay? Allocate time for students to reflect on their learning, both individually as well as in groups, okay? Encourage them to discuss what they've learned, the skills they've honed, and the obstacles that they have overcome. Provide various avenues for students to present their projects, such as through presentations, exhibitions, or digital portfolios. Invite parents to come into the class. Okay, that's very powerful here. I've done that many times, and it's really, really beneficial, pays off. Celebrate their accomplishments and offer constructive feedback. Make sure to get input from students about their experiences with project-based learning to enhance and refine upcoming projects, okay, which would be very, very helpful. By carefully incorporating activities centered around project-based learning, you can establish a lively and interactive classroom atmosphere that encourages students to actively participate in their education and put their knowledge, to use in practical ways. All right, so there you have it, the 4 steps to implement project-based learning in your classroom. Well, my friend, we've come to the end of today's episode, but before we go, here's a word from our sponsor, Natron. Okay, now I could speak from personal experience about this. If you're like me and have struggled with digestive issues, you know how debilitating it can be. I used to have serious problems that landed me in the hospital more than one time, okay? But then I discovered Natron Healthy Trinity, and it has been a game changer, I have to tell you. I've been taking this product for over 10 years now. And I have to tell you, my severe digestive issues have completely stopped. This product is a powerhouse blend of probiotics that supports your digestive health like no other. So, if you're experiencing gut problems, I highly recommend Natron Healthy Trinity. Okay, give it a try. It worked wonders for me, and it might be just the solution you're looking for. I've included a link in the description where you can learn more about this amazing product. Take control of your gut health today with Natron Healthy Trinity. All right, I want to thank you for listening to the Teacher RockStar podcast. I'm your host, Steve Hiles. We'll see you same time, same place next week. And remember, my friend, you got this.
You've been listening to the Teacher RockStar podcast with your host, Steve Hiles. We hope you've enjoyed this podcast as much as we have. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our ever-growing community of Teacher Rockstars. Until then, thanks for listening.